Namaskar and welcome to this exciting new episode of Sathology Debunking Mythology. It's a holiday season, but it's all in the mind. You can be at rest even while you're at work. I'm not saying permanently peace, but I'm saying peaceful mind you can have anytime. Happy mind you can have anytime. And what to speak of the best dancer in this world and the history connected with the best dancer. I'm talking none other than Nataraj, and we have a very special guest who is going to show some light on that topic. So, without delay, let us welcome Sri Rupa Bharti.
Namaste Aditi ji.
Namaste. It's always a pleasure
So
to have you on the show.
thank you so much. Thank you for giving me opportunity to speak something. uh,
So,
so today,
uh,
ji, so today the very fascinating aspect of Shiva we are going to discuss, and uh, we will see how Shiva Nataraja is connected with Kal, that is the time. So we already know him as Mahakal. तो उज्जैन में हम उनको पूछते ही हैं एज अ महाकाल. We revere him as a Mahakal. So Mahakal means the huge time, so that is how we remember or we revere Shiva. So one of the aspect is Nataraja. So when people say that Nataraja is only connected with South India, definitely because of the iconographies, he is definitely connected from southernmost India, especially Chidambaram and Madurai. But as a Nartaka, he is mentioned in Shiv Sahasranam Strotam. So he is already mentioned there in Mahabharata. So from Mahabharata Kal, we know Shiva as a dancer, as a Nataraja. And of course, the cosmic dance, जो आप सभी जानते हैं, the cosmic dance is all about Shiva due to Maya with Shakti. So that is always there. He's a cosmic dancer.
did you know that Shiva is the most highly and most popular deity from Hinduism, worshipped all over the world? Did you know
जी,
that? And after Shiva is Bhagwan Ram, and then is Hanuman, and then Krishna.
जी,
So he's the most popular person, and somehow in the Google search, I think you can find out more uh, in the Google search trends also. I think
जी.
sometimes Krishna tops everyone. There is some competition on the Google search over there, but
बिल्कुल,
you'll see maximum tattoos of Shiva or Ganesh in the US,
बिल्कुल.
and it's striking very much. You can start your presentation if you have it.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Just check it. Uh,
Yeah, I just would share this.
Viewers, while she's trying to share, I must tell you that that the time and the Nataraj, the deity of Nataraj is the famous one with a circle around it and in a metal frame and dancing. So that is a very famous deity. If you can relate to what I'm talking, okay?
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, please. Yes.
So, as I said, ki Nataraja is one of the aspect of Shiva, and he's associated with Kal. So this is how we remember Shiva as a timekeeper. Of course, he's keeper of time of the cosmic creation as well as uh, the smaller units of time. So there are many units of time that is philosophized in Indian scriptures and texts, whether it is Agama Shastra or whether it is Itihasa or Puranas. So today I will be taking Dvividha uh, and Shiva's connection with Kal and how this Kal is connected with Nataraja also. So this is all about how we are associating it with the Astrum Orion, and in that immense Kal Khanda, the smaller unit of Kal is also Shiva, is also Nataraja. So we will try to understand this and how he was used, how his um, understanding of time is used by us humans. We will try to understand via the ethnographic lore and iconographies of Shiva in different forms. And especially, we will emphasize on Nataraja. So, uh, to begin with, I would like to just say a few words about Nobel Award winning researcher Dr. Francis Crick. He says that solving the problem of consciousness will need the labor of many scientists of many kinds. Uh, though it is always possible that there will be a few crucial insights and observation. And in our Indic philosophy, we have tried to uh, solve this problem with the help of Shiva and Kala. Uh, but it is very interesting to understand uh, how Shiva is connected uh, in the sthul form. सूक्ष्म तो हमें समझ में आता है कि it becomes the creation of cosmic creation and consciousness and whatnot. But to understand the stellar thing, the sthul avastha, that is also being defined by with the help of Shiva. Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu, these trinity, they form in a very complex manner to define time. Uh, so this is what I'm trying to uh, emphasize on. And you would have read or maybe heard that over a million of years, birds and other animals have evolved exquisitely sensitive chemical compasses, which we are only beginning to understand. Our work outlines the principles behind such compass. This is said by Professor Horace while noting amazing avian journey of birds like northern wheatear and Arctic tern from North Pole to South Pole. So it is very amazing to note how, with the help of little Earth's magnetic field, these birds aviate. So I have minutely observed that the bird's first chirp exactly happens during uh, 2 a.m. So because that is the time, I don't know how they connect with the sky and how they see the movement of the stars and how they relate with that. I don't know. It is all dark in 2:30 a.m. But that made me very curious about how we know about time, how we keep how we are the keeper of time, or how uh, the animals or humans are very conscious about the time, what time we have to sleep, what time we have to
Rupaji,
get up, like that.
I'll add one point here, and a little bit lighter it is.
Ji.
Birds in India are more scientific than the birds in America. Here,
Acha.
here they sleep till the way dawn before
Okay.
they before they speak anything.
Ji.
And also,
So,
I've heard
uh,
in India the hens and the cocks they have,
cocks
they 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 make their sound early morning at the right time.
at the
Here I
right
have
time.
seen in the night also, in the day also, it goes on consistently.
Okay. Ji. Quite hilarious. But here I was talking about the aviation movement of the seasonal movements of the birds and how they connect with I think Earth's magnetic field, and how I don't know how they do. But this is what I observed, that every night, that is just before the Brahma Muhurat, 2:30 they will make the first chirp and kind of sound they will make. And since I'm a night gazer, so sky gazer, so I require to be awake in night. So I used to enjoy this thing. But that gave me an inquisitiveness that if they know the sense of time, then definitely humans were also the initial in the initial times when they were observing. They must have been observing it in very minute way, which we now do not do. We are very much now disconnected from the environment and quite succumbed in the room and caged ourselves inside all with the gadgets and new technology. And uh, this gave me an insight to read about Kal as much as possible, what the or what all the philosophies are trying to say. Then Kal has many meaning in Indic philosophy and science. So, uh, fourth of the five factors of limitation, which is known as Kanchuka, that occurs in the second stage during the unity of Shiva and Shakti. Shiva is subject and Shakti is object. Their unity is initiated upon the cosmic process of creation. Other than that, Kal is the name of deity who was imparted with the knowledge of Sahasragama by Sadashiva. This is through Parasambandha according to Prati Samhita theory of Agama origin. And this relationship, that is Sambandha, the Sahasragama, being the part of 10 Shiva Beda Agamas, refer to one of the 28 Siddhatgamas. And this classification of Shaiva division of Shaiva Agamas gives us a clue. This represents the wisdom that has come down from Lord Shiva, received by Parvati and accepted by Vishnu. So Kal in terms transmitted the Sahasragama through Mahasambandha to Bhima, who then transmitted it to Dharma, who then through Divya Sambandhana transmitted it to the Devas, and who with Divya Sambandhana to humans, that Manushya. So this is how the whole chain came, and this is what about the Kal as a deity being uh, mm, preserved in Sahasragama. So this is the actually commentary of Siddhanta Saravalli of Trilochana Shivacharya. So beautifully he has described how the Kala deity has given all these knowledge of time to Bhima, then Dharma, then from Parvati it comes down to us. And this is how we understand. And you must be very much amazed about Mahabharata's Bhim also. Mahabharata's Bhim is also very proficient in astronomy. He is the keeper of time there. So he is keeping when the Adhik Mas is happening, what sort of 13 years have been calculated rightly or wrongly by Duryodhana and all those things. We know that. So this is very interesting to understand how this Agama Shastra also have these kind of knowledge of time. And definitely Agama Shastra is all about Shaivism. So it definitely pertains to that.
Yeah, Agama Shastra, are they like the corollaries of Veda, or like they're considered a like done by recent acharyas to make Vedas more understandable? Is that correct?
Not exactly recent acharyas, I would say, but it appears like much of the things were going uh, mm, during, I think, post-Vedic time. I should count it, but but equivalent to Brahmanas, they have much of the stories in a very similar fashion. So
Yeah.
it is very interesting to understand that.
But they still have the Vedic characters. Is that right?
They still have the
Still
Vedic
have the
character.
characters like Durga, Shiva, and I think most of the Kashmiri Brahmins had created Agama Shastra. Is that right?
J,
Also,
J, J, J.
so your slides are not moving. Is it purposely you are
Yeah.
just?
No, no, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So this is Nataraja. that we are today going to focus on. So you can see the blissful nature of the facial expression of
Yeah.
Shiva here. And
Looks
you
like
can see,
this picture is from the museum somewhere
yeah,
in
yeah,
very
this
ancient.
has been taken by Sri Raj Mutharisan. He himself is now retired. He himself is a scientist and lives in USA only. So he's a very good photographer himself. He's a very good astronomer also. So I have taken a liberty to uh, take his pic here and present it to our audience. So beautifully the posture is, and it has the left leg uh, up, and you can see the Gajahasta Mudra, the down portion, with the Abhaya Mudra, and both are being kept together with Agni in one hand and Damru in the other hand. And you can see the snake coiled uh, uh, in one of his hands, and the hair and the Ganga. You can see the Ganga right here. And this is Patina, which is the orb of fire. So, and you can see Apasmara just below, trodden by his one of the legs, and on the lotus pedestal. So, this is all about the iconography, what we see in Shiva, which these iconographies have been defined by many of the authors in a very different fashion. But it has an astronomical aspect, and that I will be discussing. So Nataraja, as I told in Agama, the Kal is a deity. It has been mentioned in deity as a deity. So Nataraja in cultural memory, how it is there. So during the Ardra Darshanam festival, that is Tiruvadirai Kali, Bhog is being offered to Nataraja. And that day, in the full moon, when the full moon is in Ardra Nakshatra, only for a day, Shiva becomes Nataraja. So this is again a pointer towards Ardra Nakshatra. So we'll see how Nataraja is connected with Ardra Nakshatra also. And this Kali Bhog is being offered to Nataraja in the Natya Mandapa. So Brahma has assigned Kal and Kritanta to be the Dwarapalas. So now you will be amazed to understand Kritanta. Now, this Kritanta word has come in Surya Siddhanta also. So Mayasur has been given the Surya Siddhanta during the Kritanta age. And now you will see that these are the two gatekeepers. One is Kala, one is Kritanta in the Natya Mandapa. So all the temple architecture has different kinds of mandapa, Bhoga Mandapa, Natya Mandapa, and all those. And in that one mandapa, Natya Mandapa, where the act has to happen, where the acting has to happen. So again, the storytelling comes in picture when the acting comes into picture. So Bharatanatyam is all about the act, how they act and present a story. Different stories are being presented in different dimensions are being captured in Bharatanatyam. So in Bharatanatyam only, the Natya Mandapa is being Brahma assigns Kala and Kritanta to be the doorkeepers. You have to keep uh, you have to keep the Natya Mandapa, the act. You have to you are the keepers of the act. What is happening there? So this is something very philosophical also, but this is something very unique for um, sinusoidal cycle of Kali, Treta, Dwapar, Krita, Krita, Treta, Dwapar, Kali, like that. So the last thing which will be joining is that Kali and Kritanta will be joining in some fashion. And as I said earlier also that being a Nartaka, Shiva, is being remembered in Mahabharata also and Shiva Sahasranam Stotam. And Natya Shastra assigns Kal as deity to be worshipped at Ranga Puja. So in Agama Shastra, we already saw that Kal is a deity. And again in Natya Shastra, uh, Kal as a deity is being assigned and is being worshipped at the Ranga Puja. So this is something very interesting manuals, which when I read, I found that there is some sort of connection between iconography's ethnographic memory as well as the astronomy. So I'm trying to gather few information and I'm trying to bring out uh, some kind of a conclusion that the Mahakal and Kal connection is there with the help of Nataraja iconography. Now, this iconography has been very much revered even by Sri Ananda Kumaraswamy, and he found it very interesting. And he connected this, and also many other researchers also connected with the Ardra Darshana festival. They connected Ardra, Mrigashesha, Rohini, all these as a composite Mriga Nakshatra, or the composite orb of fire, or the composite orb of constellations together. So they found this very interesting, and he also pointed that it must be Orion, which is nothing but the Nataraja in the sky. So the first thoughts that came from the philosophies from the Ardra Darshana festival, Kumaraswamy, Carl Sagan, all of them are so much fascinated by this iconography. This is so beautiful that completely like आपके पूरे होश खो देता है. This is something so beautiful as one of the karana of uh, Bharatnatyam or Natya. So Kal, the act of Shiva and Shakti. So the initial Kal, as I said, that fourth of the five factors of limitation, Kanchuka, occurs during the second stage during the unity of Shiva and Shakti. And that from there the cosmic process of creation begins. Now once the cosmic creation has begun and everything comes to still, uh, it is moving, but a kind of a still that the planetary systems are now created. We are now on the earth, we are now a living entity. We are observing now the things which has been produced by Shiva and Shakti with the help of Maya. Now we are also a part of that game, that act. Now that after this cosmic creation, the planetary system, everything is now fine. And now we are trying to calculate back what has been produced by the Kala. So Kal itself is a deity, it has produced the time. Now we are trying to calculate that time. We're trying to understand how the whole creation happened. Now we are trying to get back into that seed from where we have come up. And that seed, that Hiranyagarbha, that cosmic creation from where everything emerged, we are now trying to calculate that time. And in that calculation of time, we have found various methods of calculating of time. And in that, Shiva helps us a lot to understand the whole creation. So he was given a special place in the sky because that was measuring the time in a fashion with the help of other stars. So this is how we will see in a few next slides how it happens. Now, there is a Sutta Samhita, which is in the Skanda Purana itself. So it says, Dvivido hi kalaha paramaha aparamascheti Shiva Maya Sambandha Rupaha Parameti. So because of the Sambandha, how it came, we understood from the Agama Shastra also. And the similar thing is mentioned in the Suta Samhita also. And Kalo Maya cha tat karyam Shivo navritam Shivaha kalana vachinaha kala tattvam yatha yatha. So this is uh, kind of making us understand that how there are two kind of time. One can be understood. In fact, Triveda is also mentioned in Rig Veda. So two kind of times can be understood, but the para cannot be understood. And in that thing only, from Einstein till today's researchers, all are trying to understand how the whole universe is floating and what kind of a time of relativity and all those things are still being haunted, are still being tried to be understood, even by today's latest researchers. So everyone is after that. That what kind of a time is there beyond our system, beyond our solar system? How we can understand the bigger span of time. This philosophy is uh, already being studied in our scriptures, and these kind of philosophies are already present there in our scriptures. So that is one of the thing that we understand. Now, Vaisheshika advocates the physical things, like nine in total: earth, water, fire, air, the ether. But then and there is mention of time and dimension, and individual self and mind. And the essential constitute one of them, two of them are very interesting, instances of counting and instances of measuring. So, this is how Vaisheshikas advocate about the time, about the Kal. Uh, Now, what I was telling you about the very interesting aspect of Suta Samhita, and one dialogue of Suta from Skanda Puran comes up, and there is a very interesting dialogue between King Shweta, Rudra, Suta from Skanda Puran, where Kal is described as annihilator. Further, he is identified as a great form of Shiva by the same Shweta king. And he says, indeed, Kali is the annihilator of all mobile and immobile beings. Sorry. Similarly, he is the matchless protector too. So he is the creator as well of the vital air of all beings. Hence, revive him back to life. So this is kind of the iconography which I would like to share. If you can see, Shiva is killing Kala and Shiva is killing Tripura also. So this time Maya and its products are enveloped by Shiva. How it is enveloped by Shiva, that we will try to understand from Suta Samhita, Dvivida thing. So the Shambhu, the great Pinak bearing lord, resuscitated him and made him form as it had been before. So this comes in the dialogue between the king Shweta, Rudra, and Suta. So Shweta is saying that you only killed the Kal and you are yourself Kala. So this is something very exciting to understand how Kal is related to Shiva, how we revere him as a Mahakal. It is mentioned in Skanda Puran. So he was then fixed by him in his place in the middle of the messengers of Yama. So I'm trying to understand who are the messengers of Yama in the sky. So it appears to me like the Sarameya or Shunasira uh, or the Mrigavyad. They are the messengers of Yama because that is in the southern hemisphere, celestial hemisphere. So it appears that the Varuna and the Yama are uh, are the basic protagonist of the southern hemisphere, and Indra and Adityas are of the northern hemisphere. This is how we understand in the astronomy. And then the king said, there is no doubt about this, that you are the greatest form of Shiva. So King Shweta himself says that Kal, the deity Kal, which has been killed by Shiva, which we can see in this iconography, has been again resurrected. Again, another cycle from that Shiva's aspect is now being controlled, and another cycle is being reproduced. So this is what the Sutta Samhita is trying to say, and the dialogue of Sutta in Skanda Puran uh, is all about the cycle, many cycles of precession of equinoxes. It appears to me. We also find an interesting connect between Kal and Maya in context of Kedar Khanda and Sutta Samhita. The Sutta Samhita of Shiva Mahatmya Khanda in Skanda Puran itself distinguishes Kal, Maya, and its product, and it is limited by time, except time itself. So Shiva, the Atma, is not just limited by time. So here, if the Sutta Samhita was talking the view that Kal is the product of Maya, there would be no need to list Kal, Maya, and its product separately. They are all connected with each other. So इसलिए हम महाकाल ही याद करते हैं. That is the on the topic of cancer, and that is the keeper of bigger unit of time, maybe precession of equinoxes, maybe the wobbling of the earths from the tropic of cancer. So there are different dvividha means at least two of the kind of time we definitely know, but the third one where the whole solar system is moving, and how it is floating, and how its time can be calculated, how the emergence or the creation, cosmic creation, from the cosmic creation till our solar system, that time how we can measure it is always be, I think, that that will always remain as a question to us. But that philosophical Maya thing has been philosophized in our Indic text in a very beautiful fashion. So this is how Shiva kills himself. That means Shiva is killing Kal, and Shweta says that you are the greatest of the time. You are the Shiva. The Kal is Shiva himself, but Kal is killing himself only. That means one cycle is complete. Now the next cycle has to begin. That is how this philosophy appears to me. Uh, Going back to Natya, the Nataraja's Natya, the act, we see that 108 Karanas are being remembered, and you can see this relief which shows different Karanas, basic dance unit. This is at the Chidambaram temple in Tamil Nadu. And you can see one kind of a Karana is being used by the navigators, which is Gangadhara Shiva. So this is one of the Karanas. So in many of the different postures with the hand and legs, uh, one of the Karana has been used as a Kutu constellation, and which it is capturing, or it is holding Rohini as well. So the Mrigashirsha, the three bell stars with Rohini. In the left side, you can see Punar Pusham, which is Punarvasu, and Procyon you can see here, and Apasmar you can see at beneath Nataraja's leg here. It is one of the iconographies used by the navigators. Um, That it was used for the night navigation. And what I say is that this observation, this observed time in the sky is the embodied, is embodied. So drishyam, saridishyam, sariram, shariram, they say. So whatever is seen is being embodied and being captured in the different karanas and iconography. So if you see mm, the nautical miles, that is 21600 miles makes a circumference of Earth. So if you divide that just to half, it comes to 10800. So it appears to me that 108 Karanas of Shiva is pointing to different latitudinal sections of time. It appears to me that has a greater numerical impact on the astronomy rather than the philosophies of 108. It appears it is related to the, I think, latitudinal differences, which I'm still trying to understand, and I'm researching on all the Karanas. So you will see that this kind of a Karana is can be seen here in two forms. So it's many of the Karanas. Out of these, I think two are much more identical, which can be seen in the Kutu constellation. So this is called a Kutu constellation, and this is what when it rises, Thiruvadirai. So Thiruvadirai is Ardra Nakshatra. So when the Thiruvadirai festival happens in Tamil Nadu, this is the time when the full moon will be here at the shoulder of the Nataraja. So this is how the timekeeping was adhered to Shiva, and this was Mrigashesha nakshatram was Shiva's nakshatram, as told in Taittiriya Samhita also, that it is Shiva's nakshatra, and where the moon's Priyamasya Dhama, that is Shashi's Priyamasya Dhama, is nothing but Mrigashesha nakshatra. So the astronomical thing, the navigation part, as well as the Kutan. Kutan itself means dancer. So this is Kutan constellation, Kutu constellation, remembered by the Kerala astronomy also, and Kerala navigation system also. So now humans try to understand uh, these three Orion belt, because this was very distinctly seen in the sky. So we'll see how it is seen in the sky. You can see the Orion. These are the three belt stars here. This is Thiruvadirai, that is Ardra Nakshatra. This is the Mriga Shirsha Nakshatra, the head of the Mriga. And this is the waist of the Mriga Shirsha, that shoulder portion or the waist, we can say. And these two more stars, so the whole star makes a Damru kind of a shape. If you go and watch the sky, even today, if you go out, you will see in the southeast side of the sky, you can very much visualize this. So first impact of visualization is that, like, this is a Rudra with the Pinaka. Just with this skeleton only, you will, if you just join few of them with the lines, it appears very clear that there is some kind of a figure standing, and standing with a bow and arrow kind of a thing, and just trying to pull arrow and have the bow there. So and below that you can see a Lepus constellation rising just below the Orion. So this is Orion, which has been conceived as Kutu constellation. Now you can see here Pleiades, as well as this is Rohini. This is Rohini, and then this side the Pleiades come, the Kritikas. So Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashesha, Ardra. So this is how the chronology of all the nakshatras go. So we can see the Pinak, we can see Neel, that is very blue, and Ardra is very reddish. So Neel Lohita. This is one of the name of Shiva, which can be corroborated with the help of this iconography itself, which is very much present, and we can see how these names came into being. Neel Lohita, Mriga Shirsha, Pinaka, the waist of Mriga, which is in the Asur Bhag now. Now, in this celestial, this is the ecliptic, and on the ecliptic, you can see all these stars moving in a slant direction. And these portions come in the Asur Bhag, that is the celestial equator ke niche aa jata hai. So they are in the lower portion of that. And that is why they are called, I think, Ikshu Trikand, it is called in Rigveda, Trishiras, Trayambaka, Keshana, Tripura. Most probably, it appears to me Tripurantakari. Why they say Tripurantakari? Because that is kind of serious, putting a bow to towards this nakshatra. So it appears like that line is can be stretched from Sirius till Orion, three belt stars. So one must not get confused between the Mrigashesha. Mrigashesha is this these three stars which make a head of Mriga, but the whole is called a Mriga nakshatra. Mriga means chaser, chasing, Mrigayati. So this comes from that Mriga root, which means the one who is chasing or being chased. So this becomes a very unique constellation in the sky. I think the first human must have been uh, getting familiar with the different stars, and this was the first pointer because this has been a very discrete star for almost 1 lakh to 2 lakh years. So if we see this and try to superimpose Nataraja here. So I just took that image and tried to superimpose here. So this is how Nataraja would look here. So all the stars like Punarvasus, Procyon, Sirius, that is the Mrigavyadha. So all these stars can be pointed with the hand postures and leg postures of Nataraja itself. So this is how it appears to me that the first humans must have imagined and conceived it as a Prajapati or as a Rudra, the nakshatra of Shiva, which brings bliss, a kind of astronomical entity when it gained. Uh, it must have begun from those times when it was bringing some goodness into their social beings, their social becoming. It appears to me. So in this iconography, you have seen the three belt star, which is the waist of the Nataraja. The Betelgeuse is on the shoulder, the hand which is holding the damru. The damru is a kind of a thing which is giving you an indication of alertness that something new is happening. Some kind of alertness is coming from that sound. So even in अगर आपको याद हो आपने फैंटम पढ़ा होगा तो फैंटम में if you go to the Phantom series, you will find that all are making noises and making people alert. The other people far away alert. So you make them alert with the help of sound. You create some kind of a sound. So वो मेमोरीज भी याद आती हैं कि ऐसा भी हम पढ़ते थे. So the Damru is kind of a giving you alertness. It gives you in Sanskrit, Panini says that all the all the sounds and consonants, uh, 14 Maheshwar Sutra जो हैं, the 14 Maheshwar Sutras, all the sounds and vowels and consonants have come from the Damru of Sri Shiva, Shiva ji. So this is how very this becomes very interesting to understand why this is in the iconography. So it is making you alert about something, about the time, about the new time, which is going to reckon from this latitude and this longitude, which is there. So Ardra is, it appears to me, is a very old memory by Tamils, and very interesting, of course.
And the thing is, Orion you can see from any part of the world every day.
Every day,
Every day.
any part of the world,
Any part of the world. And I think this is the
and very
most
distinct.
famous. If you look in the sky, this is what is visible to you.
Yeah, and you can very well identify that. Because of that, you can point to other stars, and you can identify other stars also. So this is kind of a chaser, you know.
Yes.
It's chasing all the stars in the vicinity.
So,
So
so do you think that so Lepus is also visible all the time down,
yeah,
and and so these const so this the position of Taurus, Auriga, and this Canis Minor. Do you think these all constant feature around Orion?
quite for a long time, it has been very constant, except for Sirius. Sirius was moving. हमने महेंद्रगिरी में देखा था ना. Sirius was moving much faster.
Right.
So it is now coming towards very close to Agastya. After 60,000 years, this Sirius will become the South Pole star. So
Ah,
you can imagine that before 60,000 years, how much far away it was. So it has a very high proper motion. And this was known as Mrigavyada and one of the Rudras also,
mhm.
one of the Rudras in the sky, and very much remembered ethnographically as well as iconographically by all Indians. It is known that हाँ ये मृगव्याध है करके.
So the Western astronomy calls it the Hunter constellation, mostly Orion,
जी जी.
and,
So
that's what children are taught in India also. But today you give a new meaning called Nataraj. I'll call him Nataraj
yeah,
nowadays.
it's a dancer definitely, and it becomes a dancer only for a day in Arudra Darisanam festival. On that day, when the full moon is in Ardra Nakshatra, that one day Shiva will become Nataraja. He will dance. So that is the dance of creation. Uh, so some, I don't know. It's very interesting to understand. These three stars give you Tripundra also.
Hmm.
If you see that the Shaivites are always using three
Three
lines.
lines.
So this is the memory of Mrigashesha Nakshatra only. So they are putting all those three lines here, here, everywhere. And Vaishnavites, they put U shape, but Shaivites, and U shape is also a very interesting feature because that is connected to Sri Vishnu. And uh, if you see the wobbling of earth, it it goes from 22 to 24 degree. Again it comes back to this thing, so it is again making a u-turn. And and Vishnu's three pada. So three pada is nothing but the tropic of Cancer, equator and Capricorn, and its extension in the cosmic creation,
Mhm.
in the cosmic celestial globe.
So
So
the traditional meaning, in addition to what you're explaining, is a U shape means 2 feet of Vishnu. Three paths means Vaman. There's three steps,
three
and
steps
three
in
lines.
Vamana avatar.
Yeah, three
And three
lines
line
will denote the Trinetra of Shivji,
Trinetra.
and
Trinetra of Shiva, and also the Nataraja's waist here.
also three lines also represent the Bhur Bhuva Swaha.
जी
That by
बिल्कुल.
surrendering to Shivji, you can
हाँ,
cross over all the three worlds.
all the three worlds definitely. Now, the most interesting thing is that Sri Krishna says Ashwatha regarding this. So, what is happening is you find in Vajasanayi and Tatariya that Ashwatha is related to Mrigashirsha nakshatra. Now imagine the tree is upside down. So the root is here in Ardra, and the tree, the leaves, the branches portion is in the Moolam. So
Hmm.
Moola Nakshatra is just opposite to the Ardra Nakshatra. Now you can imagine the axis. Now you can imagine the whole tree, what tree Sri Krishna is speaking about in Gita. So this is the beauty of all the philosophies which emerged from cosmic and astronomic system. They became philosophies and then further myths भी बन गए. वो और गड़बड़ हो गया थोड़ा, but still these
Yeah,
are
we call them sats. No, all stories related to Shivji are sat.
सत्य, सत्य, very much. तो ये पूरा सत्य है जो कि मिथ बन गया है, तो उसमें से हमको वापस मिथ में से निकालना पड़ रहा है सत्य को. एंड दैट इज ऑल अबाउट सतोलॉजी.
And it is myths for people who have no faith.
जी.
And faith doesn't mean blind faith we're talking about. Like you are doing such a good scientific analysis into that. And this is not just blind faith. And I'm really intrigued by this picture of yours, Nataraj in the sky. So because till date, and I'll be very honest with you, I was always thought of as a hunter constellation because that was we were told. And so now I'm looking at it now. I have a different vision to the sky because I observe sky every night, and I keep
जी.
bugging Nilesh. What does this star mean? What does this star mean?
जी.
And so this is fascinating, fascinating.
जी. But now you understand this that uh, Rudra in Rig Veda uh, is known as hunter only.
Yes,
Now, before Nataraja becomes
Grigorari.
for a day,
Yeah.
it becomes a dancer, and that has a unique feature of full moon in Ardra. But the Mrigashesha Nakshatra and the Rudra means hunter in Rigveda. So, this memory of Rudra being hunter has been carried away to the Western philosophy. In fact, it went from us only, from Rigveda only to them, and now it is coming back to us as a hunter constellation. But now
And,
we
and the
have a
lip
Nataraja.
and the lepus down is showing a picture. What is that picture?
Yeah, this is Apasmar. If
Tapas.
you remember in this iconography, I showed
Yeah.
Apasmara here.
Yeah.
The same Apasmara is in the Kutu constellation also,
Uh-huh.
because when the Agastya is not seen, that time Apasmara could have been visualized, and with the help of that, one could have understood that at which direction we have to move. So
Uh-huh.
Apasmar gives you southern direction, and further, if the Agastya is also seen, then the और भी अच्छा हो गया, तो exact south हमको मिल जाता है. So this is how when it crosses the meridian, that means that you are proceeding towards the south.
Hmm.
Mrigashesh will give you southeast direction, but Apasmar will try to fetch you towards south. And if Agastya is also seen, then true south can be achieved. This is how इन डिफरेंट लैटिट्यूड्स अगस्त का जो दिखना होता था एंड हमने अगस्त और महेंद्रगिरी में समझा था द सेम थिंग इज हैपनिंग हियर आल्सो so apasmar is also keeping some kind of a memory which we will take in kali portion in the next part of this one.
Yes.
Ji. So I will just conclude the with the two slides coming down. So you can see apasmara. Apasmara is called mulayaka in Tamil, and Muyala means hair. So the even the Lepus constellation, hunter तो हमारा रुद्र से गया ही, Lepus constellation भी Muyala से गया. That is the Tamil heritage, I would say. So you can see Apasmar with the Anchuli Mudra. So that reminds you of Anchuli of Agastya also. So it is keeping some kind of an information there, and which we will discuss in the next part. So the Lepus and hair of the Western constellation is nothing but the Muyala of our constellation. So the Nataraja is the whole Mriga constellation itself. The whole Nataraja iconography is the keeper of time, of the eons. And that is why we say Shiva Kal, Mahakal, and how Kal is itself as a deity, how Shiva kills Kal and again a new cycle generates. So this is the astronomical portion which we are trying to understand from all these philosophies. What we understood was the creation, cosmic creation. What generally researchers understand is the cosmic creation, but both are there. The first thing is the cosmic creation, and then after the creation, again you have to keep the time. You have to maintain the time. You have to calculate the time. You have to perceive the time. So for that, we need some iconographies, and to me, it is still very strange that how did they know that we are on the Orion spur. So if you see the sky, if you see uh, the whole galaxy situation, there is a Sagittarius belt, there is a Orion belt coming out. And how did they know that our solar system was on Orion? And why should the time reckon from Mrigashish or Ardra Nakshatra? Why should this be called Shiva? These are the questions that should come up. Why Kal is connected with Kali. How it is connected with Kali, that we will take in the second part, of course. I just wanted to make you understand and all our audience understand what exactly Nataraja is, what is Arudra Darishanam festival, what does Sut Samhita says about Kal, how Kal and Shiva are connected, how Shiva is killing Kal, what is the cyclic situation of astronomy here, what is hidden here. So I'm just trying to evaluate these points so that we go ahead for to understand Kali more better in a better sense. So now a few of the aspects from Mahabharata Shiva Sahasranam Strotam. So it says Rudranam api yo rudraha prabha prabhavatam api. And we know that Adra Nakshatra's deity is Rudra. And Shiva here in Shiva Sahasranam Strotam is Nakshatra Sadhakaha. So he is also uh, can be used for different nakshatras to be located. And it comes from Mrigayati, as I said. So that is why Mrigashesha Nakshatra. So the whole orb of flame, which is called Prabha Mandala, is being depicted in the this iconography as patinas. All the fires are being shown here. This is nothing but all the fires of like Rohini, Kritika, and everything like Pleiades. You can see Pleiades here. You can see Taurus here. Auriga here, the Agrahayani. I named it Agrahayani because Tasmin Ev Agrahayani comes by Bhojakrita Amar Kosha. In Amar Kosha, the commentary of Bhoja is being written by uh, Amar Simha, and he says that in Mriga Nakshatra only, Agrahayani is also there. So once upon a time, the new year began from there. So that is why its name was also Agrahayani. And Agrahaya means the horse. Haya, it comes from Haya root. So which means a horse. And if you see in the Western chart, the Auriga is the charioteer only, and the horse is connected with that chariot. So the orb of flame is nothing but the patinas, what we saw in the iconography, is showing about many stars in the vicinity which can be chased by Nataraja. Uh, it appears to me that during Ardra Darishanam festival, which has been till to this date being continued, they have this memory of New Year beginning from Ardra Nakshatra, and till to this date uh, they are celebrating that and giving a Kali Bhog. So I will take this Kali part in the next part only because otherwise people will get confused between Kal, Kali, and Shiva. Although all are same. Kali is given as a Bhog, Shiva is killing Kal, and I will try to define how Kali begins from there and how Mahabharata also has this memory that Kali begins from after Dwapar, and uh, why that is the marker, how Mrigashish and Agastya help that marker to be one more evidence for Mahabharata to be during 5661 BC, which is given by Sri Nileshwar. So this is very interesting to understand. In the next part, we will definitely take the Kali. So Kal and Kali phenomena got embodied in the Nataraja's iconography. So this is what I would like to conclude today.
Beautiful presentation, and I think for viewers, the part two will be even more fascinating. At
Ji.
least we got the astronomical idea about. I learned a lot in this session, and I think I'm definitely going to view Orion in Nataraj constellation now. So
Definitely.
it's a
Ji.
great presentation, and I think viewers will learn a lot because most of the times, even we ignore what is above us in the sky, and
And it's so amazing that Adra and Mrigashesha, if you see the sky, then you will find that different stars are in different spurs. That is, different wings of galaxies. But Ardra and Mrigashesha both are there in the same Orion spur. But how did our sages know that we belong to this spur? Our solar system is there in the same Orion spur. There is a Sagittarius spur. There is a different named two or three spurs are only there. But how in the whole galaxy, in the whole Brahmand, how did they locate that uh, we are situated in Orion? We are situated in Orion. Our solar system is in Orion. So that is something very fascinating.
Shiva is always watching us. I can always say.
Yeah.
So thank you, Rupaji, for your time and also such a wonderful presentation. Viewers
Thank you.
who watched it live, do watch it again on YouTube. It will be stored permanently as an archive with us. And also, if you like the video, do comment on it and on YouTube and watch it when it premieres over there. So
Thank
I think it will be a New Year gift to many of you, or maybe before that. So thank you so much for watching and
Thank you,
giving that.
Aditi. Thank you.